Shalom Yeshua, I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, double honor to the Apostle GMS and those people that are doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. Now have actually, just have to redo this video real quick, so I'm going to make this a quick one. It's just been headlines over the past week or so, which can only, from which can only draw one conclusion, and that's that, the war drums are beating and they're getting very, very, very loud, and it's only going to end in one thing, and that's going to be the destruction of America. At the same time, it's going to be the salvation of the elect of Israel, and the downfall of Esau, the so-called white man, and it's going to be a beautiful day. So other people will be reading these stories, bugging out, saying, we need to try to find a way or to prevent this or survive through this, but the men hoping to be the elect, we can't wait for this to happen, and we pray every day that this happens soon. So I'll just read some of their headlines. This is Russia completely withdraws from the conventional armed forces in Europe treaty, and they've been basically coming out of this treaty over a course of a couple of years now. But so it says today's the 16th of March. On the 10th of March, so 6 days ago, they were basically like, actually, well, we don't want anything to do with this. And basically what this treaty says is it basically puts upper limits on the amount of tanks, artillery pieces, armored combat vehicles, combat aircraft and attack helicopters you can have. So what can you deduce from that? You can deduce that Russia wants to get ready for this war, and then just today, this morning, it says that first one headline was from SputnikNews.com, and the same site provides this article as well. It's called Putin orders Northern Fleet to full alert for combat readiness drills, and this is the third paragraph down. So the Northern Fleet was brought to alert at 8 a.m. Moscow time. That's 5 a.m. GMT. And includes 38,000 military personnel, 3,360 pieces of equipment, 41 ships, 15 submarines, and 110 airplanes and helicopters. Salakia, and that's beautiful, because that apparently, from what I've read, it was just a out of the blue kind of thing. Putin, being the commander in chief, was like, ah, cool, we're doing a readiness exercise. Boom, 8 a.m. It's early in the morning. And that's what it's going to be like on that beautiful day, because it can just happen like that. So Putin's getting into the mind of his military men, that actually, you have to be ready. He's getting them ready for this war, and this is from yesterday, the 15th of March, on the BBC. Says Ukraine conflict, Putin was ready for a nuclear alert. And it basically says in the this bit here, it says President Vladimir Putin has said he was ready to put Russia's nuclear weapons on standby during tensions of the crisis in Ukraine and Crimea. So he's basically coming out and telling you, look, I ain't scared to drop nukes on you. People think that he is. He's speaking to numbnuts in the world. Some of the numbnuts you work with, like, oh no, it's not going to happen, Obama's not going to put, declare martial law. He wouldn't do that. He has no reason to do that. He can do that, but he has no reason to. It's because people are dumb, they're retarded. And this headline from RT.com, it says US to send more drones, Humvees to Ukraine. And what that's going to do, what is that going to do? That's going to force Russia's hand into this, into a war, really and truly. So I'm just going to bring out the usual scriptures whenever this is the topic. Start with Ezekiel 38 as always. So it says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and and say, thus saith Asalaki, and prophesy against them. And Gog and Magog's talking about Russia, because the Russians are inhabiting that land, which used to be inhabited by Gog and Magog. It says, and say, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, I am against thee, because at the end of the day, Most High isn't with, he isn't with Russia at the end of the day. But he's going to put that spirit that they used to have, back in them, to basically use them as a means of destroying America. So it says, and I'll turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw, and I will bring forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armour, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, and with them, all of them with shields and helmet. It says, Jeremiah 50:9 says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, the USSR, that's the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, and their arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, and none shall return void. And that's ultimately what's gonna what's gonna happen. This whole chapter is brilliant. This whole chapter here is brilliant. It's just going into this destruction. I'm just gonna get Job the 20th chapter, and the start from the 22nd verse. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his goal. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. And what's that fire not blown? That's that nuclear fire. What other fire do you know? That doesn't need to be blown in one way or another. So if we further proof that, we go to Zechariah 14:12 says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Okay, so what kind of fire doesn't need to be blown? What kind of fire, what kind of plague, what else, can make you melt as you stand? What else can make the elements melt? If you read 2 Peter's 3rd chapter and the 10th verse, what instrument has the power to do all of these things? And that's talking about that nuclear missiles. 2 Peter's 3:10 says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So great noise, what else is very noisy as well. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. What has the power to do all these things? And when you put it all together, you can only draw one conclusion, and that's that nuclear missile. Which the Most High gave Esau the knowledge to make. Esau will try and move like, he's the great one who invented it. Oppenheimer was like, oh, I've become the destroyer of worlds. But really and truly, the Most High that gave him that knowledge to basically create an instrument. Isaiah 54:16, I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Because at the end of the day, the Most High is the mastermind of everything, the mastermind of this movie that we're living in, right now. And then, with that, I'm just going to say shalom. Like I said, I had a longer one, but, things don't always work out. So that I'm going to say shalom.